Tennessee in Knoxville. Welcome in, I'm Vince Ferrara alongside Madison Shipman, and what a huge game for different reasons for these two teams tied at 1 in the series.
Oh, absolutely. And so far in this series, we've seen two completely different games. Game 1 was all about the offense with the Kentucky Wildcats getting that win. Game 2 was all about the pitching for Kaylin Arnold and Tennessee getting a win in Game 2.
Well, let's take a look at how we got here. It was a come-from-behind victory for Kentucky with the long ball.
Absolutely, and it all got started with Game 1.
Yeah, 9-8 the win, that was the difference. Game 2, much different story as the Lady Vols were on point in all phases.
Game 2 was all about the pitching and winning Game 2 8-1.
Battle for positioning for the SEC tournament coming down to the wire, but these two teams in different situations.
Very different situations for Tennessee.
Take a look at the lineup for Kentucky. The middle of the order has really delivered for the Wildcats as we get underway here in Knoxville. Game 3 of the series between Kentucky and Tennessee. Kaylin Arnold in the circle. First pitch a little bit high for Arnold. Jenny Shaper leading off, the junior for Kentucky. Catcher, 331 the average, the top of the order for Kentucky, going to try to set the table against Kaylin Arnold, who's had a terrific season.
She has so far, and we were pretty surprised not to see her in Game 1 since Kentucky did get those 6 home runs on Tennessee, but here we are seeing her again in Game 3.
And you never know with Ralph Weekly. He will make that call sometimes last minute and maybe not even tell Karen until that happens.
You know what? He just gets a gut feeling.
Just could not ask for better weather today. It's absolutely perfect here in Knoxville.
It finally feels like spring out here. We got a little taste of spring a couple of weeks ago, and then winter came back with a vengeance for a while, and this weekend has just been beautiful so far.
Chamber of Commerce Day in Knoxville. A lot on the line as we're getting to the end of the SEC regular season. Some changes to the Tennessee lineup. We'll get to that in 1 second. First pitch is in there for a strike. And Madison always leads at the top. What do you think about Segern in that 2 spot?
You know, I kind of like the change.
Segern has provided so much protection behind Greg and made teams pay for pitching around Greg. Now that'll fall on Scarlett McSwain. Chelsea Segern, the sophomore, been so good for Tennessee, taking a bigger leadership role on this club as well. Takes the first pitch outside 1-0. Raw Texas sophomore, been a part of the Vol Leaders Academy. He's really learned to be a little bit more vocal for the Lady Vols. She says sometimes gotta be the bad guy sometimes.
It's not easy either, especially when you create such a bond with your teammates.
Incredible career at Tennessee, big time power numbers as well. And she hits that deep into center field. At the wall, it is gone. There's your long ball. Megan Gregg goes deep for the 16th time this season. Team high 64 runs driven in, and Tennessee is on the board in the bottom of the first. It's 1-0 Lady Vols.
Megan Gregg taking advantage of a missed pitch by Grace Ballman. Look who's number 4 on that list, none other than Abby Chuk, who is coming up to bat right now.
Perfect setup, and that's the challenge for Kaylin Arnold, who will look to set down Kentucky and maintain Tennessee's lead. First pitch misses for Kaylin Arnold. It'll be Cheek, Ballman, and Rethlake due up for Kentucky. Cheek, the South Carolina native. 14 home runs on the year. Nice misses, 2-0. What have you seen early on from Kaylin Arnold?
I think she's coming out again with that same command.
That is hit hard, but tails foul. Goodness, that's got to get your attention, right?
Yeah. Abby Cheek seems to be known for those long strikes.
Payoff pitch back to the screen. So Cheek taking her hack. She does not get cheated in the box.
I do not think she is going for a base hit on any of these swings where it crosses that fence.
And that's skied, but another foul ball as Cheek now making Arnold work. We mentioned how Aubrey Leach makes the pitcher work. Cheek is doing it to Arnold, but in a very different way.
A little more of the long foul balls on this one, but
no bunt sign with the last 2-strike pitch, and none here. That was fouled off. So it looks like Coach Lawson has called off the sacrifice attempt here. Tennessee behind a Megan Gregg solo home run in the bottom of the first, our lone scoring. So far in this rubber game of this important series, run and go, swing and a miss. Throw down the second, not in time to get Cheek. So a strikeout and a stolen base puts a runner at second now with 1 out. And in essence, that ends up being like a sacrifice.
Absolutely. I like that call. Very gutsy call. And
2-2 offering from Arnold. Drops in there for strike 3. Kaylin Arnold, big strikeout, lead off. Batter reaches again, but Arnold does the job and keeps UK off the board. Lady Vols with the lead, coming to bat in the second. Ballman sees that one line right past her into center field as Ayala jumps on the first pitch and puts it into center for the second hit of the day for the Lady Vols.
Again, we were just talking about how quiet Amanda Ayala's swing is in there. She gets a pitch that's a little bit up in the zone, takes her hand straight to it. Nice base hit straight into center field.
Rough Weekly says she is a true athlete. And there's another one that she's talking to in Indian Childs, helping out this Lady Vols team this year. That's such great insight to get on a daily basis. Outfield playing Leach well off the line and right. The right fielder is Johnson's in right center, closer to center field than the right field line. So if Leach can turn on one into the corner, that could clear the bases. 2 misses.
And their outfield being shifted that way, I'm really surprised that they ended up coming inside on that pitch. Typically when they're shifted there, and I guarantee you that Aubrey Leach is reading that, you're expecting pitches on the outside half of the plate. So very gutsy call coming back inside on that one.
Yeah, you want to match the defense to the pitching, and that's outside, but misses the plate to run it to a full count to one of the top hitters in the SEC, Aubrey Leach.
Ballman started off going strong, getting ahead 0-2 on Aubrey Leach, and she fights her way back into a full count. And now you've got bases loaded, full count, 2 outs. Runners are going to be on the move.
Big pitch here, poked at, but right to the third baseman for the out. Tennessee leaves the bases loaded as Ballman gets in and out of the jam, headed to the third. 1-0 Tennessee. Gregg will certainly be patient as well. She is drawn 37 walks on the season. And lines out within the right center. It's going to drop and roll to the wall. Gregg has at least 2, and the throw sails back into the infield. Megan Gregg is 2 for 2. Couple of extra base hits. First the solo home run. Now a double to right center on the 3-2 pitch.
Another fantastic job in that at-bat.
Charging in as well. And that pitch is turned on and hit deep, and that is gone. Ashley Morgan goes deep for Tennessee, and the Lady Vols have opened this game up here in the bottom of the third. It is 5-0 Tennessee.
Fantastic 2-out rally by this Tennessee offense.
This conference play comes to an end next weekend, and you getting into positioning for the SEC tournament. Kentucky trying to get to the SEC tournament. Tennessee hoping to get a double bye, and then you're thinking bigger picture with this program in Knoxville. You're thinking being able not only to host in a regional, which looks pretty safe at this point, but getting in that top 8 to be in a spot to host a super regional as well.
Want to try to stay home for as long as possible.
2-0 swung on, blooped, but there's a shortstop read for the third out. Clutch 2-out hitting for Tennessee. 4 runs in the inning, including Ashley Morgan's 3-run blast. We'll visit with Kentucky head coach Rachel Lawson when we come back in Knoxville. Welcome back to Knoxville. Start of the 4. Tennessee leading Kentucky 5-0 in the rubber game of the series. Pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, Rachel Lawson. And Coach, 1-0 ball game. Ballman looked like she might be able to get out of that thread in the third. What'd you see in those 2 hits from Bearden and Morgan there that opened things up in the third?
Well, if we come up with a catch in right field, then you don't get up to it. But I was just mixing us up, and we're not really getting a good barrel on the ball.
Coach, good to talk to you. Good luck. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, that is Kentucky head coach Rachel Lawson. In her 11th season has had great success at Kentucky and RPI of 18, hoping to get in the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament. Work to do in this ball game. 5-0, 7th-ranked Tennessee over 18th-ranked Kentucky here in beautiful Knoxville. Vince Ferrara, Madison Shipman, and pleased to be joined by Tennessee co-head coach Karen Weekly. Coach, what have you seen from Kaylin Arnold in the circle so far?
She's doing a pretty good job. She's, I think, tried to aim the ball a few times. And, Ralph told Ashley how once you get in there and swing hard. And, boy, she did. She attacked that pitch and gave it a ride.
Always great to talk to you. Good luck. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that is Tennessee co-head coach Karen Weekly. The Weekleys in their 17th season at the helm of this elite program in college softball in an elite conference. And we've got a pitching change as Erin Rethlake, the sophomore from Huntington, Indiana, will take over for Ballman. Rethlake making her second appearance in the series, 8-4 on the year, and a left-hander. A different look now for the lefty-heavy Tennessee lineup.
Very completely different look. She's going to bring it from the left side.
Line, but foul. Yeah, funny how when you have really good command, how the strike zone will start to stretch if you're the pitcher.
There's method to the madness. If you stay around the zone, you might end up getting those questionable, if you want to call it, calls, but all an advantage for a pitcher.
Rethlake ground ball right side to second base. And Tennessee again will leave the bases loaded for the second time. But it's a 5-run cushion for Kaylin Arnold, who'll come back in the circle next. Rachel Lawson lauding the circle presence of Autumn Humes and how good she has been, but the average among the better ones with Kentucky's hitting pitchers at 267. Fills that back. Good cut from Humes.
That is a really nice cut by Autumn Humes. We talked about.
Runner at first, Lauren Johnson, who just walked. Another good cut by Humes, just staying back and getting the barrel out, but a little bit underneath that one.
Another very good cut, like you said, and here we are in an 0-2 count. She's fouled off a couple, and I'm wondering when that changeup's going to come. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the changeup coming in, either this pitch or the next one.
0-2 from Arnold. Swung at the rise ball instead.
We'll see if I'm right. We'll see if the changeup comes on this pitch.
Yeah, that's the natural setup, right? Yeah. Take her upstairs and then drop it in there.
It's another good cut by Autumn Humes, too.
76 pitches for Arnold. Chop to third. Seguin will go to second and is dropped by Leach. Boy, that is uncharacteristic of Aubrey Leach, and everybody's safe.
Kaylin Arnold does come in with that changeup on that one.
The ball got there in time. And now you turn the lineup over. You start getting into even more dangerous hitters for this Kentucky Wildcat squad. Trying to rally from down 5-0. There's Jenny Shaper. 29 runs driven in, a chance to add to that as the Wildcats trying to get on the board against 7th-ranked Tennessee. Hold off the change. So the defense has been in Tennessee's favor in the series. First 2 errors we've seen in the series from Tennessee. On the season, it's been Kentucky's advantage. Swung on and missed.
That defense is something that...
1-2, rise well off the zone. Kentucky doesn't have official errors in this game, but there have been a couple of plays that Coach Lawson was talking about that they normally get to and make.
Absolutely. That one ball in right field ended up dropping and leading to that Ashley Morgan home run.
2 fouled off again by Shaper, and first with Johnson drawing the walk, then pinch hitter Autumn Humes who reached on the error, and now with Shaper. They are making Kaylin Arnold work. Arnold 123 pitches in Game 2's win yesterday, and over 80 now. Again, that's fouled off.
Another long at bat by a Kentucky Wildcat hitter. They're, like you said, they are making Kaylin Arnold work.
The dangerous Katie Reed. Reed 0 for 2. Outside with the first offering. Arnold's worked 4 1/3 to this point. 4 strikeouts and just 2 walks, but one of them here in this inning, plus an error, has runners at first and second for Kentucky. And right there, a little bit of extended outside zone, Madison, on that pitch.
That's that marginal call that we were talking about.
Reed sets up right in the middle of the right-hand batter's box. A little bit of an open stance. Swung on and missed. Big strikeout by Arnold. Back to back after the first 2 reaches in the inning.
Very nice job again by Kaylin Arnold.
Arnold does have 4 strikeouts, but Kentucky has certainly been tough with 2 strikes. They fouled off a ton of 2-strike pitches in this game. And that rise well high, still has not come back with a change, and now full count.
And that's why I don't call pitches. Karen Weekly does her homework.
Oh boy, if you leave a rise too close to the zone, she can turn on it. And instead, hard hit to second. Leach to second for 1. Over to first in time for the double play. 4-6-3. First DP for the Lady Vols defense. 2 huge outs here in the top of the 6th.
We talked about Tennessee's defensive struggles so far this year.
See the emotion there from Morgan. Pumped. Pitchers BFF. The double play ball. Now 2 outs, bases clear for Grace Ballman, who started the game in the circle for Kentucky. Good decision, but takes a strike at 0-1.
There's my changeup. First pitch to Grace Ballman. That's what I meant the whole time.
Karen Weekly making those pitch decisions. Does it so well. Frame by Lockman, didn't get the call, maybe a skosh high, 1-1. A run in the first, a solo home run by Megan Gregg, and then Tennessee opened it up with 4 1/3. That's where we're at now at 5-0 with this series tied 1 apiece. A foul ball with 2 strikes. Tennessee will be at Mississippi State next weekend in the final weekend of conference play. And as Madison mentioned earlier, Kentucky will have to deal with South Carolina, who is playing so well right now. Chopped right back to Arnold in a circle. Reflexes. And a shutout for Kaylin Arnold continues. Tuesday, number 17, Vanderbilt hosts Louisville from the ACC at Hawkins Field in Nashville. Just a single game between these two, and it should be a good one. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, right here on the SEC Network and live on the ESPN app. In Knoxville, a gorgeous weather day for the series finale. Packed house as usual here in Knoxville with Madison Shipman. I am Vince Ferrara. Great to have you with us here at Sherry Parker Lee Stadium. Athlete got Gregg to ground out to the right side in the 4th, but this damage against Ballman.
Megan Gregg really got things going for this Tennessee offense. To see your senior leading hitter go up there and just smash a pitch over the wall gives her teammates so much confidence going into the rest of the game.
Ground ball to short. Reed's going to come home. The tag, safe. McLean got under the tag, and Tennessee scores run 6 at 6-0. Grant Williams, SEC Player of the Year in men's hoops, enjoying that. He's a big supporter of this Tennessee softball team and all the athletics. But the run comes home.
That one's a tough break for Kentucky.
Top of the 7th here in Knoxville. 7th-ranked Tennessee with a 6-0 lead over 18th-ranked Kentucky, as these two teams trying to position themselves in the SEC tournament. One more weekend in conference play after this one. Kentucky trying to get in the SEC tournament. Tennessee trying to get in that double bye range.
This conference is just so tough all the way across the board.
Arnold with the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, ball game over. Kaylin Arnold goes the distance in back-to-back wins for Tennessee in this series over Kentucky to win it 2-1, a 6-0 win. Kentucky falls to 29-17, 6-14 in SEC play. Lady Vols 42-10, 12-9 in the SEC. So for Madison Shipman, I'm Vince Ferrara saying so long from Knoxville, where the final score is Tennessee 6, Kentucky nothing. To watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. 7th-ranked Tennessee with a 6-0 home win over 18th-ranked Kentucky to win this game and the series, as conference play is coming to a close next weekend. Welcome in. I am Vince Ferrara alongside Madison Shipman. And what a performance. Kaylin Arnold in the circle for Tennessee, a big one, back-to-back games.
Absolutely. After they lost game 1, 9-8, they really needed a strong pitching performance, and that's exactly what they got out of Kaylin Arnold, not only yesterday, but again today.
Yeah, 7 strikeouts for Arnold, a big part of her success.
She commanded the circle right from the start of the game. Her changeup, her rise ball, she was able to keep these Kentucky batters off balance all game long.
122 pitches for Arnold, and then Greg got the scoring started.
Reigning SEC Player of the Year comes up in the bottom of the first for a solo blast to put the Lady Vols on top.
Yeah, Tennessee would open things up in the 3rd, and this blast a big part of it.
They get it done by the senior and then by the freshman Ashley Morgan coming up in the 3rd inning to give them some more insurance runs.
Tennessee would go on to a 6-0 victory. Complete game for Kaylin Arnold. 2nd straight day, 122 pitches today, 123 in yesterday's win. And then you see the long ball, the offense for Tennessee. So Tennessee takes the game and the series. For Madison Shipman, I am Vince Ferrara from Knoxville. Thanks for joining us.